Hello everybody and welcome to the Straw Harvest add-on for Farming Simulator 19. Now this is going to be released on April the 7th. It's going to be completely free and it's going to be on PC and console. So firstly, let me just say thank you so much to Creative Mesh, the creator of the add-on, for giving me and other YouTubers early access so that we can essentially create these first look videos and show you what this add-on has got to offer. Now it might not be totally new to you if you've seen the 17 version. It is in many ways very similar, but that is good because it was a fantastic add-on. It added some really quite incredible things to the game. For example, we had the Palletizing haul, which I'm going to go into in a second, and we also had the different job which you could do. Usually you can just either pick up straw with a forage wagon or you can bale it, and it added this completely different idea of actually pelletizing straw or hay, which was incredible. And it still is. I'm going to demonstrate it today, and you can actually take that a step further by packing up the pellets and then palletizing them and sending them on their way to make a good bit of money. Just hiding out of view here we have a Manitou forklift with a trailer which is completely overloaded, and on the trailer we have things from the add-on. The trailer and the forklift aren't from the add-on, they're from the base game, but we have here the twine, we have the netting, we have the molasses just on the other side there. That's required for the pelleting, when you're making the pellets. And on top we have a very expensive contraption which really shouldn't be up there, but that is the concept bale shredder, which can be fitted to the KRONE Premos 5000. And that basically will allow you to do stationary pelletizing, so you can shred a bale with this and turn it into pellets. I'm going to demonstrate all these things very briefly within this video, so stay tuned. So to kick things off, we have here the KRONE Premos 5000. It basically produces straw and hay pellets out of swaths directly from the field. So you would just use it as a baler, but instead of it creating bales, it is in fact creating pellets, which will go up through the machine and it will start to collect them here, which you can then unload into a trailer or whatever you want to do, and then you can either sell them as they are, or you can then take it one step further and, as I say, you can palletize them, you can get them all wrapped up. So this is quite an expensive machine. It is, I think, £320,000. Yes, it is, and if you want to not put the molasses and things like that in there manually, you can just very simply pay £10,000 more for it to automatically refill the supply. So if you want to just basically take the easy option, stay in the field without having to do any kind of work with pallets, then you can just do that. We then move on to the KRONE Comprima V180 XC, and with this you can actually change the size of bales that you're creating, so you can change the diameter between 110cm and 180cm. This machine costs £81,700, and again, if you don't want to put the netting in there manually, you can just pay £10,000 to have a roll which is never consumed. It's like magic. We then move on to the KRONE BiGPack 1290 HDP2XC, and this actually does have two customizable options. If you do not want to collect bales into threes, so you can basically put three together, then you can remove the option and it will create a bale chute instead. This obviously has no bale chute because it's not dropping the bales directly onto the ground. In fact, we are just going to collect them all together, and then this will drop those three bales at the same time. To give you a bit more information about this, the price is £319,000, and that price is not affected by your attacher. So essentially, if you wanted to have the bale sledge on the back, it's exactly the same price if you wanted to just have the bale chute, and the bale chute just allows you to drop single bales. Again, if you want to have it automatically refilling, it is a flat rate of £10,000. So the choice is there. Just taking a look at the back, as you can see, essentially what it's doing is it's adding the tow bar. I've got the sledge here, and yeah, I don't think it needs to add any more ports or anything because it is just a very simple device which sits on the back here. So the Bale Collect 1230 is a £29,580 machine, and it is self-explanatory. There's not really much to say about it. It must take power from somewhere though, so there must be a power port. But there you go, the Bale Collect. And this, very quickly, is it in person, the single bale chute version. So before we move on and do anything in the field, I just want to show you a few more things very quickly. You do actually get 3 different bale handling devices within the add-on, which is a very nice idea. Now these two either side can be fitted to a front loader, telehandler, or a wheel loader, but the one in the middle there is wheel loader only for obvious reasons. The capacity is quite large, so those bales are going to be quite heavy. So I think we will start with this one just here. It is by this company just here, and it is £14,200. You can customise the colour if you would like to. So you really do have a good option there. You can colour match it to the machine that you're using. The other one, from the same manufacturer, again, like I said, you can fit it to a front loader, a telehandler or a wheel loader. It's up to you. If you want to fit it to the telehandler or the wheel loader though, it does add £100 to the base fee. So it probably is better on a front loader anyway, but I think, I don't know, maybe a telehandler. I do like to use these things on a telehandler. There's a bit more control and a bit more ballast, I suppose you could say. It just depends on the tractor that you're using. And the final one is the V-Grab, the Lizard V-Grab, which again can be fitted to all three machines, as you can see. Bit of extra money there for the wheel loader and telehandler. So yes, it's £4,500 or £4,600 if it's going to be fitted to anything other than a front loader. Well, we're going to start with a bit of Premos 5000 work, which is the pelletizer. So to do this, because I have everything set to manual refill, these supplies are manually refilled, we have to get the molasses, which is just here. So you can actually choose how much you want to have in each crate. This is a full crate, but if you can't afford a full crate, you can just partially buy some of the smaller drums which are within it, which is obviously going to be nice and easy on the bank account if you're just a little bit low on money. These machines are expensive, so you can't expect them to be cheap to run. So now that I'm alongside, we can press R, and that is going to start to refill the molasses. As you can see, it has consumed some of these bottles, or these drums. We'll just take it over here again. And you actually also require water. It needs water to complete the mixture to create these pellets. So let's just put that back over there. And I'll go and grab some water. I'm sure our neighbours can spare a bit of water. So there we go, it's filling that up. Okay, there we go. So that is everything we require to create some pellets. Let's head back over to the field and start it up. Right, so we're going to get it started up. And you must be careful here because it does take a lot of power. It's also quite heavy. When you're towing it, it feels very heavy. It can push the tractor. So I think the requirement is 350 horsepower. I would say definitely put 400 on it. At least. I think this tractor here is, what would it be? It's about 380, so technically it's enough. But as you can see, we are creating the pellets very nicely here. They do go up the conveyor belt, as you can see, and start to fill in there. So we'll get a full load, and then I'm going to get a trailer. We're going to tip them into the storage facility in one of those holes over there. Sorry, this is actually a 400 horsepower tractor. I didn't realise I'd bought the 8737. We could actually upgrade to the 8740, which is the latest one. So yes, I can do that in a future video. Okay, so that is just over half full. Going back down here, we'll fill it. We don't need to do too much because we're going to have loads of different demonstrations in this video, and my plan is to actually use this properly in the future. Okay, that might have been a bit too much for it. Yes, hopefully in the Sandy Bay series, my plan is to use this. Okay, there we go. Right, so yeah, straw pellets, and you can also do hay pellets. That's a big pile. Yes, I think if you go over too much, if you overload it, it does switch it off. It's quite an intelligent safety device. You can't put too much through it in one go. But there's a good pile of pellets there now. Get as much in as possible. And if we press O, it puts the conveyor belt out so that we can unload. Okay, there we go. So 7,500 litres. Switch it off. We'll go very simply alongside, just as if it was a combine harvester. And the pellets will unload. So yeah, we're going to take it to that hole just over there. We do have 3 sheds here. All three are different. They're all included in the add-on, but they all basically have a little bit more each time. So the first one is just simply a storage shed with nothing on the inside. The second one has the crane. The third one has the palletizer. So essentially, pellet hall crane, and pellet hall palletizer, all different prices depending on what you're looking to have. Right, okay, so there we go. We have a decent amount of straw pellets. We're going to go into the one just here because this is the complete shed. We have everything we require. Also, I'm using the drop nose Massey Ferguson because it is a good tractor, good visibility, not too big, and you can manoeuvre quite well in here. So it's basically up to you. If you would like to, you can actually load this hopper here with a front loader, with the bucket, and it will work the same way. It runs the palletizer just here. It's a very impressive setup. Or if you'd like to, you can use the crane. So we've essentially got a gantry crane here. You can tip here, and you can use the bucket to pick it all up. So yeah, take your pick. What I always used to do on 17 was tip it in this place anyway, because it's just a really good storage point. Regardless of what kind of loading method you're going to have, it's just a good place to put them. So here we go, we'll just tip them there. Yeah, personally I do prefer to use the telehandlers just because it's faster, but it's nice to have that feature. Okay, right, so if I just very quickly run into here, you can see this is what it looks like. Straw pellets. The hay pellets are obviously a bit greener. Okay, so before I actually move on and show the palletizer in action, we first of all need to create some square bales and some round bales, and then I'm going to set up the bale shredder on the Premos 5000 and show you some stationary pelletizing. This is a very action-packed video. There's so much stuff in this add-on. So we have here the BiGPack 1290, and I've decided to go with the Easy Collect on the back. No difference, like I said, it's just we're going to have 3 bales instead of 1, and you can also choose the bale unload mode. So you can see there we have XXX. If we press O, you can see it's essentially changing the way the bales are going to be unloaded. So I'm just going to keep it on default currently. And also what we need to do is open or lower the twine boxes. So if I just press Z to begin with, you can see it's completely lowering those there, folding up, essentially lifting up, and you can see this is where all of the twine goes. So we don't need the netting, that's for the round baler. We need to have this twine. I did actually buy 2. I bought 2 of these pallets, but to be fair, they do go a very long way, so we didn't need 2. 1 is going to be plenty. So just get that nearby, there we go, and then get back into the tractor, press R to refill, and well, as you can see, we have filled the baler up with the twine. It's completely full. Well, I say completely full, it looks completely full, it's 72% full, but that is going to be enough for today. So, right, let's just close that back up again. Very nicely animated. And I was going to go here, I just realised somebody is in the way. We do have a tractor further in front, so I'm just going to go over here. It'll be much easier. So, let's just put some lights on just to see how they work. Yep, that looks good. There is also a beacon. Press B. Lower the pickup. And the baling begins. Now, I think this was just a standard field. There was no fertiliser put on it, so we are basically just going for a standard yield. I like the dust. Yes, it's much better than just the base game machines where there is a bit of dust, but I think we all know how dusty Harvest is. So there goes the first bale, and also the bales do look different. Look different to the base game ones. There's some more marks on them so you can see how they've actually been created. And there we have 3 bales on the collector, and they have now dropped. So that is perfect for if you're wanting to use the handling tools over there, the grab. I'm now going to demonstrate a different unload. So if I just press O, we'll have this one. Just whatever's next, basically. We also do have a bale counter, you can see down the bottom. Now I think, yes, I was just about to say, I think that's going to bypass the other two, so it's just single. We then have two sides, so the choice really is yours. Now, I hope I've got enough straw. The combine is still over there, so if we need a bit more straw, it's not a problem. But I'm just going to have to demonstrate the round baler as well, which I'm looking forward to. This is the first time I've used it in 19. Of course, I have had experience with parts of this in 17. And there we go, that is the third unload method. I think it goes back to the beginning after that. Yeah, okay, so there we go. That is my demonstration of that, but I'm sure you would like to see the bales themselves. Just get it into better light. There we go. So, yeah. Very nice bales, very neat. But they do still have the bits of straw sticking out, as you'd expect. So, yeah, there you go. That is the BiGPack 1290 with the bale collector. Exactly the same, as I've now said too many times, as the single one. Now, obviously, bale grabs are all fairly similar, but there is a bit of a difference with the way these operate. Rather than using your default control for sinking the grabs in, you press Y. So if I press Y, you'll see the claws go in, and to retract that, you don't press Y, you actually press Z. So there you go, just demonstrating picking up of that. You can see actually that they're quite heavy. You can see how the machine, which is a very big machine, is reacting to it. 12,000 litres. So you can take it to wherever you want to go, same with all the others, and then you can quite simply put it down, or drop it from a height if you're into that sort of thing, and there you go. So a very nice system. You don't really need me to tell you that. This is a very well made add-on. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into that class tractor over there. This is the Axion 960, and we're going to attach to the Comprima V180 XC. Right, so again, this has been configured to be a manual refill, so I'm going to have to jump into the forklift, and we're going to have to get some wrap to put into here. So to do this, we actually have to open the door on the front there. It's a nice simple setup. Let's just go back over here, we'll get the Manitou. You probably could just park alongside, it would work, but we don't want to take the easy option. So I'm just going to take this for a bit of a spin. I'm sure that's why forklifts were invented. No, they're just good fun. Very useful machines, and much heavier than you might expect. There's a lot of counterbalancing in them. Lots of ballast in the back. Okay. My dreadful stacking skills will allow. Put that over there. I'm sure it'll be very fast. Yep, absolutely. It's just put 3 rolls of net in. So that is everything we need. We don't need water or anything in this. We'd better close that door though. Now, what was the control for that? Oh yes, yes, I mustn't forget this. We actually do have the bale size. So we've got 110 centimeters, essentially, or 1.1 meters, 1.3, 1.55, and 1.8, which is the largest, which I'm guessing is where it's got its name, the V180. Again, oh no, it was this tractor that was blocking the road. Right, let's go down here then. Okay, so let's just get that started up, and we can start to produce some round bales. I'm not looking to have too many because it is just, after all, a demonstration, and I wouldn't have thought it would take too long to do. Right, coming up. There we go. And there we have a round bale. Okay, let's just make one more. We do have many things. I'm very conscious that we have many things to do in this video. Also, yeah, it's got the twin wheels. When you think about that New Holland one and the smaller round balers, they all tend to have just one larger wheel. Okay, so that is bale number 2. And that was set to the largest, so if you want to see the smallest, yeah, you've got to close that down. It's a little bit of a learning curve to begin with. This one shouldn't take too long to produce. Just provided we produce it before we get to the Massey Ferguson. Yeah, there we go. So we should see a noticeable physical size difference. There we go, look at that little mini bale. Some may call that cute. Although, to be fair, that is pretty cute. We're going to put it there. Yes, I probably shouldn't be calling bales cute. Right, let's just put that there. Right, so there you go. We've got the largest and the smallest. A pretty good demonstration on the physical size. Cats are cute. Not so much bales. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if I've ever said before, I'm a big fan of cats. Okay, so this is the add-on, essentially. This is the add-on for this machine over here. So in the future, when this add-on has been released, which to be fair is only in a couple of days' time, a few days' time, you might be looking for videos to figure out actually how you fit this to the machine. And there is a very good, easy way of doing this. You can see that there is a yellow arrow in there, which essentially is just saying it goes that way into the machine. So using a forklift telehandler or your bare hands if you're incredibly strong, which luckily I am today, you can see if we just slide it up to here, that is all you have to do. Just put it there, jump into the tractor, press Q, and it's going to completely transform the side. Let me just show you that again. So it completely removes the side there and puts that in. It's a nice addition. So then just very simply press X. It's a transformer. It's a real transformer. So there we go. Now I probably would, if I wanted to take a shortcut here, just go and grab a bale with the forklift, but as we have 3 different grabs, I'm not going to take that easy option. We have these things here for a reason. So I'm just going to go and grab this bale over here. And again, we've got the claws, so you can sink in and maintain its position. And then it's just a platform, it's a conveyor belt, so obviously fire the machine up and get it eating, get it chomping away. Right. So I just need to switch it on. Press B, and you can see you've got these little teeth, I suppose you call them, on chains, and it gets ever closer to its death. The spinning shredders. If I can just get that to stay running, if I just put that off, there we go. Yes, we can see it creep ever closer. Let me just try and get this a bit better. I want to see this in HD. The other nice thing about this is the platform is quite big. So as this one is now here, before it's even treading, we can put the second one on, and yeah, it just keeps it flowing. So also, you'll have noticed there that I just put it on the end, and it's immediately started to move it. It hasn't just sat there pretending it doesn't care about the bale. It's immediately feeding it, whereas some conveyor belts don't feed at all. There we go. And if it's like 17, it actually does. You can actually see it taking little chunks at a time. It doesn't just delete the entire bale, which I love. There you go. Looks like the way they do it is they sort of compress the bale, which is an ingenious way. Very clever. I love that. And yes, we've got the output, the product, pellets. It's exactly the same as just picking up off the ground, but we're not moving. We could do this in a shed on a wet day if we wanted to. Or maybe if you've got loads of straw bales and you decide you want to get rid of them in using this method, it works. It's very good. So, oh, don't want to miss the end. Don't want to miss the end. There he goes. The bale has been shredded. I find it amazing as well because it can actually get rid of the twine, so it must just obliterate everything. Maybe in real life you're supposed to remove the swine, but yeah, fantastic machine. I can't wait to use this in a Let's Play. It's going to be good. So here we are back in the hall. So this is the trigger to essentially get into the crane. Puts the beacons on. There are actually there were lights in here in 17. There must be lights. Yeah, here we go. Let's get these lights switched on. It looks so much more impressive as well. Looks amazing. Yeah, let's get back into here. And we can very simply, using the mouse, control different aspects of this. We've got the bucket control, and we've got the actual gantry as well. There's different points of view. So just choose the camera which you prefer the most. Takes a bit of getting used to, but the system is interesting. Okay, so let's just see if we can, how do you rotate that? There we go. Bucket cam is probably the best way of doing this, because otherwise it might give you a bit of a false idea of where the bucket is located. So yeah, we'll just do that, and then we'll scoop, and then lift up again, and then we can, I can almost say quite simply slide. As soon as you've got a bit of practice, as soon as you have you know, rehearsed the controls, I'm sure it'll be incredibly simple. And then you just dump it there, and that will start up, that will fire up the palletizer, and these pellets are going to start to be packed. As you can see, we've got the plastic wrap in here. Here are the pellets already in their individual packets. Today's output until now, 4 bags. Supply lasts for 1 minute 22 seconds. That's the amount I've put into the hopper, and we have 617 litres. So if you've never seen this before, you might be thinking, well, where are these all going? It's a good question. They are going over to the palletizer, and the palletizer is an incredible machine when you see it wrapping and stuff. Here is the supply of pallets. This machine takes them off the production line, stacks them neatly in a perfect orientation, as you can see, the correct amount for each layer. It's very clever. So 2 sideways, 3 horizontal, or 2 vertical, 3 horizontal, or whatever I just said, and then yeah, we get 3 more, slide them across, and then we need 2 more. Keep them the same way, and then push them across. Fantastic system. So yeah, when the pallet is full, which is about a third of the way, it will yeah, it'll make a bit of a journey down here. And this is the end of the production line. We can take them off, and we can go and take them to a sell point. Now you do actually get a placeable sell point. But yes, I remember in 17 you could take it to a variety of different places. So these are the different places. Pallet sell point, looks like on this map it is just the pallet sell point, which I have currently placed just outside. You can open that door. Here we are, so we can stand here and we can sell all of our pellets. Yeah, just basically dump them here, and you make a small fortune, because I think it was 1,500. It can go up and down, but yes, 1377 currently, which is very good. Good prices. And yeah, I'll just show you the second method, which is to just use a bucket. So here I am in the Mani 2 with just the bucket on. You can scoop up a full load if you want to, and then we can transfer it, and that will, the same way, it will just make the pelleting machine, the palletizing machine, kick into action. Probably best if I don't leave the other bucket there, but again, you can quite simply move it, and that will start the production line again. So I'm just going to very quickly in a second show you that pallet finishing, but I just really can't wait to use this properly in a Let's Play, because there is a lot of money in it. The production hall is very expensive, but really it's priced appropriately. It seems expensive, but this is expensive machinery. The building itself is expensive. But if you do just want a shed, then, well, as I've already said, you can just have the shed. So as soon as this comes off here, I'll show you the other two, the one with just the crane and the one with nothing. We're almost finished. I think if that's not it, it's one more. I'm pretty sure it doesn't go any higher. I just need the one more layer. No, I was wrong. There is actually one more layer. They really can stack them quite high, but this is definitely the final layer. So there we go. This is pallet number 1 finished. It's now going to move further down. It's a good stack. And that can be lifted off with the forklift or a telehandler, or like I said, if you're incredibly strong, you could do it that way. And it's been wrapped. Pellets, ready for selling. Actually, I suppose I should, for it to be a complete first look video, I should just sell that. So in a second, I will sell it. But first, I mustn't forget to show you in here. So this is the one with the crane. And, well, you might think, well, why would you want a crane without the pelletizer? I can think of one reason, and that is because you can actually change the crane tool to a bale grab. So if you wanted to, you could use this to essentially stack bales. There might be another reason. I didn't create the add-on, so I can't answer all the questions there, but that is my theory on why you'd have this building with just the crane. And like I said, if you want to have just a very nice storage shed, there you go. Nothing but a shed and lights. So it's a nice building. Now we get to see me try and pick up a pallet again. Okay, that'll do. So we're going to take that over to that sell point. We'll sell straight away 2,000 litres. Here we are. So that's £2,033. That's not bad. That is very good. If you think about what we've actually done there, that was just 2 swaths of straw, and we've still got loads left in that machine. So yeah, definitely one way of turning straw, which isn't worth too much, into an absolute fortune. You do have expenses. You've got molasses and, well, if you do what I did and take the water from somebody's lake, then that is one way of doing it. Water's free, don't worry. Yeah, that is what you can do. And before I go, I just want to show you in the pallet section we have the twine, the netting and the molasses. And if we go onto these, you can see we can actually change the capacity, so it's going to change the price accordingly. And you can only really pay for what you want to buy. You don't have to go and buy a full pallet if you don't need a full pallet. It's up to you. Anyway, there we go. The Straw Harvest add-on, an absolutely incredible piece of work by Creative Mesh for Farming Simulator 19, PC, Xbox and PlayStation. Out on the 7th of April, totally free. Thanks for watching, see you again soon. Bye for now.